I, for one, am pretty bummed out, actually, that I haven't got to see and cast a single game of Migration yet in this tournament. So it's time to fix it in their scrims. We're back for some more scrim watch here. Dumu, Team Luca going up against Recon. And it is going to be Chinese versus Japanese. Interesting matchup. We actually don't see Japanese versus Chinese that much at the moment, right? Like, usually it's Yuji versus Japanese, which plays a little bit different. And we don't see it on a map like this. Migration, for those that are unfamiliar with it, well, it's kind of in the name. You're meant to migrate to the main island because that's pretty much where everything you want long-term is. The gold, the massive relics, the sacred site win condition, and a lot of food and stone. So there's plenty of reasons to get on this island early. That is something that usually leans into a civ like China quite well because they can always set up a Barbican to consolidate in the center. And then they can always TC boom quite easily if they require. If it comes down to fishing, though, they're fine there as well. But Japanese on the other side, definitely a civ that can also mirror that. I'm wondering if we see him move out very quickly as well. It's kind of funny because we have a map in this map pool for the EGC tournament called Moving Out. And Migration kind of feels more like it should have been called Moving Out, right? Because you do need to move out to the central island at some point. There's not many civs that can just exist on their starting island. I do like the idea, though, of Japan migrating quite early and then going for a floating gate on the central island. That could work really well. Chow, correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen anyone try this. Can you floating gate drop your docks? I don't think so, right? I'm going to double check this, but I'm pretty sure you cannot Yorishiro drop a dock. Oh, you can. Okay, 200%. Yeah, okay, so that could be a very interesting play here. I've yet to see anyone try to Yorishiro drop docks. In theory, it's a little bit of a wasted play because you don't get anything crazy in castle stage. I guess the value point would be tech unlocks, right? But in fairness, most of the critical techs are very fast anyway. Armored hulls is 30 seconds. You know, a Springle Cruise is 35. Extra hammocks is 30. So I don't really see what the value point would be in it. You know, the longest tech is in Imperial Age, and that's copper plating, which I bet none of you can tell me what it says underneath my UI, because no one ever remembers what this does. Every other tech takes like 45 seconds to 30 seconds. So even if you could Yorishiro drop, there's probably a very good reason why we never see anyone do it. If you need more units, you just build more docks, right? Like, it doesn't really have the same power, the same substance as something like a Yorishiro drop in the stables on land. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if this turns into the type of game where you just Yorishiro drop all of the eco building straight away, right? Just full forges. If I remember correctly, you cannot debuff boats with your Buddhist monks, so we're probably not going to be looking at any sort of Buddhistry play there. That would be an intriguing idea if it worked, though. Oh my god, dude. I literally say that, and then Faye turns up in my chat. How many fishing boats have we got? Dimu, has he gone one dock? Yeah. You know, I kind of wonder if this map would be cool with a variant that had like a river down the center. Do you guys think that would be better or worse? Like a thin river, right? Because you could like outpost it so it wouldn't be accessible easily. You could wall it off. Kind of like if you merge canal with migration. I like that idea of just more options. It's like, it's something you have to address. I think that would also encourage people to move to the central island more because it's almost like you control the central passing. I'm going to hit the speed up, by the way, because I think this is going to be a little bit chill for the next 2 minutes, as we should just get a fishing boom, rather. It's going to be Imperial Academy for Dimu straight away, and then I imagine a delayed Barbican on the central island. Recon should be just going for, I'd say, Curse Storehouse here. Honestly, Coca has no value. I mean, in theory, you could Coca Township, and then you transport ship a few Shinobi onto the enemy island, and you block their docks. I guess you could also argue that the Shinobi has a lot of value in the central island, but against China, I'm just expecting a very good timing on a Barbican. So it should be very hard to contest. And in fact, it looks like we're heading for that timing. So Dumu moving in now. Recon, it is going to be a Coca, right? Oh, good idea if it had been quicker. Unfortunately, it looks like the Barbican drop should come in fast. No, Dumu. He has to cancel, right? Like, I think you have to cancel the Imperial Academy. Coco's coming. Demu. Is he just going to go for an outpost drop and be content? Because it looks like he's committed to the Imperial Academy. Interesting choice here. So he's just going to walk by with the villagers. Are we getting a dock drop? Oh, we are. So this should be double dock then, because you need double dock. Because you see his Coca Township in the center, if you don't double dock, you're going to get sabotaged, right? He does have 300 wood for that exact play. This is kind of cool. I like this. It's not a play I would have expected either. You know, usually the idea is you kind of just trend around the island and then crawl your way around, but this is a cut right into the heart of the Japanese economy. Or if you replace all water with land, yeah, you're right, and we should fly in Dutchman it so all the boats can go across the land, right? That's where we're going. I don't think water is that bad as people make out. It's so much better than it once was. Is it in a perfect state? No, but like, is it 10 times better than it was before? Yes. Still needs this eco rate slightly nerfed, and I think it'd be fine. So transport ship does scout the play. Shinobi will be coming soon, right? Coca Township almost complete. The problem is, with it being a double dock already and archer ships coming out, like one can sit here to camp, to defend, and the other one can go and harass the eco. This is kind of brutal. Well, the reason why water rather gets so much hate is a lot of players just like aren't used to that level of attention dragging, actually. Navy games scale much quicker than land games. The fights are a lot more fast and a lot more punishing. And it's more things to manage, right? All those things, like to a casual player, sound terrible. Because like, well, I don't want more things, I want less things to manage. Nice double archership play. Should be able to rotate around now and hit the main eco. Recon has got a spring ship on the way, but it looks like he pumped it out of the wrong dock here. Wait, can he not go? Oh, I don't think he can get around the back there. Okay, that's actually really important. If Recon had got wrapped on the back there, he's so far behind. Archer's now coming in on land. So Dimu is going to try to address those Kokas in the center. Now, what's kind of cool about this is it looks like Dimu is training very fast towards castle. Recon was doing the same thing here. This is very important because in these water fights, players have recently discovered like actually it's such an easy pivot point because of the armored hulls. Armored hulls makes it almost impossible demos to just get free wallops on Springald ships. And then the Springald Crew's follow-up pretty much gives you admiralty like the English get in feudal fights. Yeah, I think there is like some of that. I don't think we want to admit this, but it is kind of true that, you know, in a way, it's not as much water is terrible. Like, don't get me wrong, it could be better. I actually think that it needs to have its eco nerfed again. But I think part of it is people just, because it's not a core fundamental they started with, they don't want to have to get used to it now, right? It does remind me of Jeanne's release, where everyone's like, Jeanne's OP, this is going to ruin AoE 4. It's like, oh, Jeanne is actually not OP. It's just, you have to change how you play the game. People are more accepting of change in games when they play team games, right? Like a Dota 2 or a CS or whatever. They're less accepting in 1v1s because everything that they've perfected up to now seems pointless. And it means that they directly have become a worse player, right? That's just factually true of 1v1s compared to team games. Whereas, like, even if that's the fact in a team game environment as well, you can still convince yourself that it's not you that was the problem. Now, I'm not saying you guys do that. I know that if I did, I wouldn't even admit it. But I'm not hearing this. They did nerf JD. So, dude, even before JD was nerfed. Like, JD is absolute trash now, right? If you think about the nerfs, they didn't seem that insanely over the top. I think rumors of JD's dominance were severely overstated. China and Japan's dominance, though, that's a mixed bag, right? Japanese on water hybrid maps are looking strong. China on pretty much any map is looking strong right now. So curious if Dimmer will look to use this pick in tournament play if this map comes up. I could definitely see Recon pulling out the Japanese here, though. So far, it's getting stomped. Like, this play, this opening by Dumu was just so much better. This actually goes a long way to prove my point that I've said before about why I actually think Coco Township kind of sucks. Coco Township is hard overrated. It's another example of something that people just needed a bit more time to cook with. There really aren't many maps in rotation where even the old Coco Township felt that great, right? Like, Mongolian Heights was the one that really shone a light on how good Coco Township was. But I think, like, is Mongolian Heights even still in rotation? It's not, right? They took it out. So, you know, when you think about the maps now in there, the Shinobi coming out straight away doesn't even feel that insane anymore. Because it's very hard to actually get good value. Damn, this is dominant, though. Dumu tacking up while having this type of military lead. Archers on the center map means that the Shinobi can't play either. He has gotten the stables play, but as long as Dumu just camps here, it protects his production, and also the produced units, rather, protect the archers, right? The horsemen can't dive, so it's just kind of a all-encompassing shell at this stage. Demo Strong Cruise just got queued up. I wonder if we just get demo pumps going now to wipe out the docks. This is one annoying thing with the Japanese, another thing that makes them really good on maps, even like this. These naval arrow slits were actually what was making it impossible for Dimu to dive in. In fact, his fleet is getting a bit too big to even hide here. A little bit of probing assault coming out. Recon, he's only a transport ship over here. That's unfortunate. If his archer ships could just sneak in, some serious damage could be done here. The type that he needs to get a lead. So remember, Recon is still lagging and age behind. Okay, dude, you need to stop building spriggles here or just split them up a little. This is working against you. Yeah, Dimu realizes it as well. Just backs them all the way up against the edge. It's a bit risky, but like Recon, this could be the perfect moment to try for like a demo pump to wipe the fleet. I think instead, though, everything gold-wise has to go towards that tech up. What do you guys think? 1's for Recon, 2's for Dimu. Yeah, it's why I tried to warn people about JD. I don't think JD was a badly designed civ. It's just an unfamiliarly designed civ for a game like this and a series like this. People think it's a bad idea to try and target like the Warcraft gamers. I don't think it is. Like, dude, if you keep targeting the same existing Age of Empires players, you don't grow your audience at all. You want to create things that bring in new audiences, right? Oh, these people like more micro-intensive things. Oh, these people like less micro-intensive things. Oh, these people don't like managing as many units. Time to bring in some good old Order of the Dragon. Right? Like you're basically enabling different playstyles. That's actually a very smart choice by the devs. Spring ship coming in. Recon going after that economy now. And Dimu, I mean, this is the tough part, right? The arrow slits make it impossible for him to contest on the other side. He's going to try now, though. Quadruple demo going in. Big hits. Big sinker. One dock down. Second one now being targeted. Recon needs damage fast. The Spring ships are in. Dimu, is he prepping a demo here? It is coming out soon. In fact, Recon needs to split the fleet up a bit, or he's going to lose a lot fast. Demo. Big hit. Nicely done. So should be able to mop this up now. The other side of this, Dimu, not yet through that dock. Villagers are being pulled for the repair, but they are not going to be quick enough. Recon, I can't believe this, dude. The timing is almost like Dimu was waiting for him to make that move. He did not hesitate to strike while the iron was hot here. Heavy damage done. Demo hitting the 2 and retreat. War junk count on the defensive pretty much non-existent. The aggro fleet has been reduced. And now look at the eco count. We're talking about 8 fishing boats to 20. Which just sounds insane to say out loud like that. Yet still they're this close. What? Wait. What? What is equating that eco? Am I confused.com? Even with the taxmen, these numbers don't make sense. Is the ecos like count delayed when catching up? That felt really weird. They were at parity, but then Dimu had 15 less fishing boats. Almost, right? A little bit funky. Back towards even. Remember, the Imperial officials do skew this number a little bit. Recon. He did tech up in the end, so it was the floating gate on the central island that we talked about. Relics now being grabbed. Looks like we did have one snuck back by a certain monk boy here. Dimmu does have 2 relics to his own name. I think Recon has an issue just getting an army together to begin with here, though, right? I mean, Dimmu did take a hit to the economy. You're seeing the food has slowed down substantially. Like a huge gap there right now. There is also an opportunity now, right? Like, if you're not careful as Dimmu, you're so busy scaling into Navy, you're not defending the land. So if the Shinobi come in and double deny the dock, that actually could give Recon what he needs to win this. Demo. Ooh. Wait, what? It seems we have delayed detonation here. Oops. Someone cut the fuses a bit too long. I mean, is that better than a premature detonation? I think they're equally bad. This one. Ooh, wait. Recon. He turned around too soon. Oh my god, dude. He's in trouble now. Second demo comes in. 2 more Sprinals down. A little bit overkill for that, but nothing else to target right now. Villagers on the tree line are just about to be safe for the moment there. But Recon on very shaky ground here. He's going to need to make his move on land soon. Samurai are now moving in, so timing's probably perfect for it, right? The fleet is about as far away as they'd like to get before you've basically lost the game. Production is starting to ramp up on land for Dimmu, though. Crossbows coming in, Palace Guard. Should be able to idle up in the choke point for the moment, but Samurai starting to break through with no Dachi tech. They're not going to be quick killers, though. And the fleet is back in time here, so Sabotage has to be thrown out in the archery range. It looks like Recon's backstab is not going to work. And that's tough. I mean, from here, actually, this starts to snowball against him then. Because the problem now is, like, Dimmu, he just won on water, right? He can afford to build a land force now, and that means he's going to just boot you off this island. Not a good sign for many reasons, considering 2 of your landmarks are here, considering your inflation is here, right, via the relics. How does Recon get back in? You could go for a really big demo pull play, but the problem is you need to utilize docks on both sides, and you have to kind of hide the play. I think it's very difficult to do from your position here, right? Like, your opponent's kind of suffocating you when it comes to vision. You could try and send a few archer ships to the enemy eco again. The problem is, you know, at this stage, Dimmu is a little bit reluctant because he doesn't know if Recon still has a fleet together, because he doesn't want to scout that deep. It's a bit risky, right? But the moment you go and attack, remember what happened last time. Dimmu said, fine, I'll do the same. Which, by the way, like, want to praise the players for how much they've evolved. I still remember the early days of AoE 4, where players would get attacked and they'd panic and run back to defend. You may notice the best players in the game don't do that anymore. They just attack. They say, okay, why would I now, like, waste my time turning up to your base? This is a perfect opportunity to attack your base that I'm already in. Push now reaching into Recon's production. Looks like we've got a switch up into Onobugishi coming through here. One pass card on the way, and Dimmu getting closer and closer to an Imperial tech up here. Oh, this is going to be painful. Dimmu! Not quite quick enough to find those villagers making their way to the mainland. Recon does sneak on the island. That was uncomfortably close, though. Just a few seconds sooner. In fact, if Dimmu had just pulled the Spiral ships up from the fog, he would have had it. Even without that in mind, though, what he is going to have is full naval dominance here. Recon, barely any way he can fish. Looks like some fishing boats are going to be spotted retreating as well. Nowhere safe to run over here. Wolves now coming up. So Dimmu was looking for that cheeky imp landmark, but Recon gets a stay of execution here. Oh, wait, no. What? Yo, Ben! I have been waiting for months now for a pro player to do this. It's just so hard to remember. So what Ben just done there, he tapped the center of the wall. He didn't tap the other like connecting points, that means that he could walk around the Great Wall Gatehouse and build it with more villages. You can do that. Yes, this is proof, Recon. You need to turn up to more of my streams because I'm just gonna point out I've said it like 8 times. Yeah, so we learned about it I think 3 months ago. Basically, the way it works is you put the blueprint and then you tap the central wall and then you drop the landmark and you'll just walk around it and build. There you go, Recon. You now know. Go and annoy Crackety with your Chinese players again. Only Bagisha flood coming in from Recon, though. Dimu just goes past guard there, right? I mean, fishing eco has been mopped up, right? Recon is an age behind now with practically no food economy. At this stage, I think Dimu does just pump past guard. Looks like he's going to go for a keep drop soon, though, instead. Has already got the Great Wall Gatehouse up here. A lot of wood gathering on the way. Okay, scrap that. He's just going Baochuans. Bowls. I think you need something to defend the land. I guess you could argue that you can't be pushed off, right? Because the Baochuans can defend the borders. And you do get quite the clapping via your Thunderclap bombs here, right? Like, you have to remember, it's Nested Bees and Onobugisha are not very tanky. Can you just delete the walls after? I don't know about deleting the walls after. It doesn't matter, like, you'll build them afterwards. Okay, so there we go. We get confirmation what Doom wants to do. He's actually straight up going hand cannoneers. I guess I kind of see where it's coming from, right? Like, your opponent does have a Dachi tech. He has an extra melee tech. You're just kind of giving him a way of potentially holding on if you build pass guard here. You are going to need to build some either way, though, because without a front line, hand cannoneers will just get ran down. Yeah, I think Recon is, to a certain extent, going through the motions here. His food eco situation is still a big question mark. If he can't solve for that, Imperial Age is not your savior, it's your downfall. One kind of underrated play here is Castle of Crow. Castle of Crow on the central island near the Sacred Site, you'd get maximum resources from this trade post. Like, you'd actually Castle the Crow here if it wasn't for the fact there's already a certain other landmark in the area. Did we now with the push in? Recon about to lose the fishing fleet as soon as he starts to reinflate it. Oh, man. When you're trying to mass Onobugisha, this stings. Remember, this is the game where he did go for Coca, so he has no food transition really to speak of, right? Like, not a single farm in this game. Yeah, this is kind of over. Recon's trying to find a way of sneaking back underwater, which makes sense, right? Because, like, you just can't play with land eco here. The transition would be way too slow. It would kill you. Not to mention the space required. Just good luck ever finding that. 4 Baochuans in total now. Recon just has this tiny little area he gets to exist in. I think he might just call it. It looks like Recon is prepping for Imp. By the time he gets Imp, though, Dimu's going to have double his population. Oh, Recon, the reason why you lost water early, I think you were just missing a demo opportunity there. When he was pinned against the shoreline, I think you just need a demo play. You also placed your docks a bit too close. You gave him a double hit with demos, which is just a big no-no. If you kept them one extra tile apart, I think it's much harder for him to shut you down in that area. But yeah, I think like you need a demo transition. Because he had so many springwheels kind of clumped up. Yes, there are archer ships there as well, but you have to remember, you just kind of weave as you go in, and those archers and springwheels can't go anywhere. They're stuck. Now, my friend, you are the one truly stuck. GG called. Dimu, show why China really is going to be your go-to Civ still on these proper water maps. Japan just falling a little bit short of the mark.